Hi, it's Brandy here, registered holistic nutritionist and health blogger for Chlorella USA. Today's vlog is all about how to improve your energy levels through food and make small dietary tweaks and changes to help get your energy levels to skyrocket. And I know that having no energy and feeling sluggish, heavy, and tired all the time is a very, very common symptom for so many of us to have, and it really takes away from the quality of our everyday life. It takes away from the activities that we decide to do or not to do. It takes away from the time that we spend with family and friends, and it's no fun going through your day feeling like you just can't go another hour without having a nap. So often these symptoms relate back to certain things going on in your diet. As you may know, we get all of our energy from food, and food molecules break down into a triphosphate called ATP, which gives our cells energy. That's a long process, but to keep it simple, our cells get energy from ATP, and we need to get this energy from our food. So when we're not actually eating the right foods, that's when we can start to notice our energy levels drop, or sometimes our energy levels will go really, really high, and then we'll experience that energy crash and need to reach for some sugar or a cup of coffee or take a nap. All of those things relate back to what's going on in your diet. So in today's video blog, I have 6 things for you to try to help promote a healthier diet and better energy. So the first suggestion I have for you is to practice proper food combining. Food combining is something that's been around for hundreds, thousands of years, but it's becoming more popular lately because of its efficiency. And food combining is simply just combining the right nutrients or macronutrients together. For example, fats don't digest well with protein, but fats digest well with starches. Protein doesn't digest well with carbohydrates, but with high water content vegetables. There are all different kinds of food combinations. You can find this information online. We also have a blog post about it as well, which we'll link to at the bottom. And basically, food combining conserves your digestive energy. Your body uses a ton of energy to digest the food that you eat. And that's why you can often feel yucky or heavy after certain meals that combine all different kinds of foods together. You might notice that now. When you combine macronutrients properly, you'll find that after meals you feel light, you don't get that bloated feeling, and you actually have energy to continue on with your day. So that's something that is really helpful and a good place to start if you notice that your energy levels are very low. So the second tip I have for you is to cut back on caffeine. So 1 cup of coffee a day is okay, but anything further than that, I recommend replacing with something like green tea or yerba mate, something that doesn't have as negative of an impact on your blood sugar levels the way caffeine does. Caffeine can be harsh in the way that it spikes and crashes your blood sugar, which means that when you have a cup of coffee, you are provided, or your body's provided, with this source of artificial energy that has you buzzing for, an hour, 2 hours, or even 3 hours. But right after that, your energy levels or your blood sugar levels completely crash, and that's when you're left feeling completely tired, drained, exhausted, and needing that second cup of coffee. So at that point, I recommend reaching for a cup of green tea or yerba mate. Like I said, 1 cup of coffee a day isn't the worst thing in the world. You just might notice that your energy levels improve greatly when you're only having 1 cup, or even cutting it out of your diet altogether. The first couple days without coffee can be hard if you're used to having it every single day, but after that, I guarantee you will notice a huge difference in how you feel. The third tip I have for you is to have a green smoothie every morning on an empty stomach. And this, ironically, but also not ironically, stops the need for caffeine first thing in the morning, because you're getting all of this natural energy from fruits and vegetables. And that's the best kind of energy to get, of course. It's not artificial, it's much more sustainable, it lasts longer, and it nourishes your body at a cellular level. So I recommend blending some leafy greens with your favorite fruits and some veggies. Try to make your green smoothies primarily veggie based. And then I also love adding in sun chlorella granules. I'll show you right here. They come in these convenient little packages, and you just dump one of these right into your smoothie. And the beautiful thing about chlorella is that it also nourishes your body at a cellular level and provides you with, in my personal opinion, much more energy than a cup of coffee ever could. So think about that one. The fourth tip I have for you is to cut out refined sugar. And I know this is way easier said than done, but just start becoming more mindful of how much sugar you're consuming in a day if you notice that your energy levels are constantly low and you're constantly feeling sluggish. White sugar is just like caffeine. It quickly spikes your blood sugar levels, and then an hour or two later, you'll be back down here again, completely tired, exhausted, and drained. Not to mention that refined sugar isn't very health promoting. It doesn't contain any nutrients, so us nutritionists call it empty calories, and it's not something that you want to have in your diet, like I said, if you do want that extra energy in your day. So start by replacing any kind of white sugar with whenever possible, with raw honey, stevia, which is a plant-based sweetener, or even something like sun wakasa honey, which has chlorella growth factor in it, and obviously adds extra nutrition to your diet. Those sweeteners don't quite have that harsh impact that white sugar does on your body. And another thing to consider would be switching over to whole grains instead of white flour. That's just another source of white sugar that will cause you to feel really drained and yucky all day as well. So really try to moderate that by replacing with natural sweeteners and whole grains. The fifth tip I have for you is to avoid skipping meals. I know that you might not always be hungry first thing in the morning, and if you are, great. It's always good to start off with something to nourish your body in the beginning of the day. But even if you're not hungry in the morning and you just typically don't gravitate towards having breakfast, try to at least have a really small smoothie and just start your body off with some nutrition first thing in the morning. And then throughout the day, make sure you're not skipping lunch or dinner, and try to have a snack between meals that contains a healthy fat or a good source of protein. The reason for this is that your blood sugar levels need to stay steady and stable throughout the day in order for you to have energy. And when you're not ingesting any kind of energy from the foods you're eating, you're not going to have any energy. So you constantly need to be feeding your body with nutritious foods that break down into energy in order to feel alive and feel like you can accomplish things during your day. So that's one thing to consider if you normally skip meals. Just think about improving your energy levels by having, even if it's a small bowl of berries or a few pieces of fruit, that's better than skipping meals completely. The sixth tip I have for you is to add more leafy greens to your diet. And this can be throwing an extra handful of spinach in your smoothie in the morning, or adding some extra greens sauteed to your dinner, or even having a raw leafy green veggie salad before your meals. All of those suggestions will provide your body with more energy. Leafy greens are full of energizing vitamins and minerals. And even having a raw salad before your meals can really help improve digestion because of the enzymes found in the raw foods. And that can greatly help conserve your digestive energy if you have a heavy meal. So those are the 6 tips I have for you today. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments below. We're always happy to hear them. Thanks so much for watching.